for the follow.
Welcome to Glowing Card Gaming. I'm your host, Adam. Tonight, some more reaction videos, starting with Mod Tricka, and maybe some other haunted videos. Then, later, some Hollow Knight. Welcome everybody, and I'd just like to thank Tick Glow Black Tick. I know I'm butchering that. Glow Black Tea. Tick Glow Black Tea. Maybe? That might be it. For the follow, really appreciate that. I get that right now they got some stuff going on Twitch. Really appreciate the follows. Let me get the multi-stream up so I can see everyone's chat. There we go. Looks like you were following on Kick. I really appreciate that. So that's what we have going on. I'm trying to get together some emoticons and some badges for Twitch as well, so we can get going on that. Looks like that viewer probably just dropped off. Anyway, get the see, I don't know why. I think there's something happening with Streamlabs where it can't detect the mic sometimes, or where the mic goes all wonky. Because it's saying, like, the microphone's unmuted, but it has no signal, but yet it's working just fine. So I can see it coming up. So that's what we have going on. I'm still on call until midnight tonight, so I think what I'll do is I'll stream until midnight. So that'll be 8 hours from now. Well, a little under 8 hours. So that's how long you got me on stream for, guys. Ask me what you want. We'll get there. Anyway, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and follow all that stuff that you normally do, especially the subs and the shares. Get this channel out there. I really appreciate that. Let's go ahead and, well, let's turn this down just a little to start. I know that's a little loud, but I'm trying to even out all the sound and make it a little louder. I noticed on the last video where I did Mod Tricka about 4 days ago, it's a little quiet, just a little bit. So I turned everything up about 20%. Hopefully that'll fix a lot of this stuff. Yeah. I want to take a look at some emoticons that I just got. So let me see if I can get these. Let's see here. Tiny ones, teeny tiny ones. Holy moly. Big, little, small. Big, medium, small. I can do that first. That should be probably the first thing I do. Thank you for reminding me. I do have one viewer submitted video to look at here, and we'll do that first. I guess I'll get these emoticons up a little bit later, but boy, they look good. I think these are going to be fun on Twitch. So these you'll get for subscribing. The small, medium, and large. Interesting. Well, it is what it is. And I don't know if you caught that I'm still on call, which you know, but my viewers may not have. And I'm going to stream until I'm not on call. So you guys got me until midnight tonight. Local time. It's almost 5 now, so. There we go. Get some drink. I got them downloaded. We'll get them uploaded to Twitch. I don't think I probably can't do that while I'm live. Let me check just real quick. Let me see if I can do this.
Thanks for the sub.
Oh, thanks for the sub, Steph. Ooh, Prime sub. That's nice. Thank you. I don't have my login? What? Okay. Oh, I had a sub and then somebody unsubbed because I was up to 40 followers now, only 39 there on Twitch. Why won't you send me the code? That's not sending the code. It's broken right now. I don't think I can manage the emotes right now, unfortunately, because Twitch won't send me a code to my phone. This happened last time, and it took like 20 minutes for the codes to start coming through. I don't know why. Twitch, fix your stuff. It seems to have the right phone number and all that stuff, but I can't see it, so. Okay, well. We're going to go into this cold. I have not seen this video, but we're going to have a viewer-submitted video to watch. 1 second here. I will say one thing. Here, let me try one more time. Yeah, it's not sending the codes. I don't know what's going on. We'll try it again after we see the... Let's watch the video first, and then... yeah, let me close out a lot of this junk. Let me see if it sent it somewhere else. No? No. Okay, well... Luckily, we still have 105 subs on YouTube. Sub views, we're past the 100 point. So I'm not calling out the subs on YouTube. Other than what will appear on the screen. Alright. Let's get... I need to bring up something here. Alright, this is it. We might have a couple of these we need to do.
Brother.
Hold on. This is a 7-minute video, so we got a little bit to go here. Let me maximize this. Actually, I want to make sure that I'm not open on anything else. Alright, we're going to end the music, we'll share the screen, and we're going to react to this video. The start of it already is hilarious to me. We'll see. Alright, capture this video. Maximize. Oh, see, now all the codes are coming in. All the Twitch codes that I just asked for. Holy crap. It took forever for those to come in. Too late. Too little, too late. We're not doing that now. Okay. Here we go. You guys ready? Are you ready for this? I think I'm ready for this. Let's do it.
Brother, I am troubled. Something is wrong, and I do not know if the wrongness lies within the world or within myself. Speak your feelings, brother. If there's any way to help you, I will. We are strong, brother, are we not? Yes, brother. The mightiest bulls in the prairie. Yes, and we are enormous, is that right? Indeed. Our girth cannot be denied, brother. We rule over this prairie unchallenged, do we not, brother? Our power is uncontested. Ours are the heifers, and ours the greenest grass, from one side of the great fence to the other. Why, brother? What troubles you? And we have many calves, do we not? Dozens, brother. But then where are they, brother? Where? We both have calves, sons and daughters. But have you seen them lately? Of course, brother. They are in the herd. Where in the herd, brother? Do you see them? I can hardly be expected to keep track of every calf in the herd, brother. Do you see any of them? Even one? Why, yes, I see your son Dennis over in the barn.
Hello.
Yes, and there is something wrong with Dennis, isn't there? I cannot fathom what you mean, brother.
Lovely weather here in the barn.
The tall, skinny ones. They've done something to him, brother. Oh, now you sound like the pigs. So you have heard them speaking too. Pigs are fools, brother. Always concerned with getting more food in their bellies. Do you see us starving? No, brother, we want for nothing. If anything, the tall, skinny ones they worship serve us.
I agree with you. I don't know what this is at this point. I keep thinking, like, what? You told me to put on my professor hat and explain this. I don't know what to say about it. This is so... I don't know, weird. Like, are they talking about their calves like they only see the one who's a weirdo and he's in the barn? They're all the same artists. Whoever do this, they're all the same artists. I get that. But it seems like they're talking about how their sons and daughters go off to slaughter and they're left as the breeders. Okay.
I do not think that is how they see it, brother.
Here,
Then
hold
they
on, hold
must
on, hold
surely
on.
fear us.
Oh, the pigs. The
Why,
pigs.
we could crush them. Yes, and gore them with our horns. Our mighty horns. And then stomp their bones with our hooves until they crack. And crush the very breath of life from their flesh and drag them out for the pigs to devour. That we could, brother, but why might we? Do you see the shed in the distance, between the house and the barn? I don't bother looking past the great fence, brother. Our kingdom is here. All we want
What
is
is
here.
this?
Our heifers, our grass. There isn't any point looking farther. But you do see it. I can look upon it if it troubles you so. The pigs call it. You speak of the pigs again, brother? You have become obsessed with those filthy creatures. They call it the shed of no return. Oh, how ominous. But your calf, Dennis, did return.
I think I see a bird.
Pigs are fools. Yes, they took Dennis to that shed, and he returns damaged. They have done something to him, brother. If you insist. You don't care, do you, brother? You would rather ignore the truth right in front of you than admit something evil is being done to us. To our calves. We have other calves. I don't see any. And we can make as many more as we want. Listen to yourself, brother. All you care about is your grass, your heifers. You see nothing else. There is nothing else to see, brother. That is all the joy in the world. Seeing the rest brings sadness. You know more than you are saying. And if you do not wish to have more sadness, you will look less, and know less, and say less. Then do I. Dennis won't be able to sire any calves, will he? Of course not, brother. He would challenge our rule. And when we are too old to sire, the tall, skinny ones will bring in new bulls then. So our dynasty is meaningless? It dies with us, brother. And our other calves, our sons and daughters, some for meat and some for milk, if what the crows say is true. And the pigs. Yes, brother. Fools, all of them, to know so much. Better not to. Better by far. I could break the great fence. I am strong enough. And then what, brother? I could charge through the door of the house, break it down with my hooves. The older one sleeps in there at night. I could stomp him into the hay of his bedding before he can reach the loud stick. There are more of the tall, skinny ones that tend to the hay bales. They have sharp sticks, brother, and they sleep near them, in the barn.
It's cold in here.
I could gore them, charge at them from behind. Both of them, brother, at the same time? They will skewer you with those sticks, and you will be no more. I could, if you helped me, brother. And what then if you did? More would come. With the sun, the others would arrive on the great metal beast and see their fellows dead, and you and I painted in their gore. And they would take their sharp sticks and the loud stick, and we would feed the pigs well indeed, brother. Then we will leave before the sun rises. And then what? We lead our heifers into the wilderness to be hunted by predators. The tall, skinny ones will find us. They will take us back. Not if we kill them too. Can you kill all of them, brother? Can you murder the world? Can you bathe your mighty horns in the blood of a dozen with horses and metal beasts, and sharp sticks and loud sticks, and all of the malevolence of a wronged father, and all of the rapacity of a ravenous pig? No, but I can kill more of them with you at my side, brother. Then the whole herd dies. Our rule, our pasture. We lose everything, brother. For nothing. For vengeance, brother. You have slept here before in the cool grass. Sleep tonight, brother. We have forgotten a multitude of sorrows here. Life is better than revenge. Sleep beside me as you have before, brother. The dew of the morning will cool your blood, and tomorrow's thoughts will be clearer than tonight's. No. Dreams will not come near me this night, brother, for my eyes are swollen red and will not shut, and my thoughts are blood. I am going, brother. I will break down the great fence, and the herd will leave with you or without you. I am going to the house, and before I die, I will feel the flesh of the tall, skinny ones on my hooves. I will feel the air go out of their lungs. I will feel their bodies cold upon the ground before I join them. Then it ends tonight, brother. Alone or together, brother, it ends. Side by side, then, unto the death of the world.
What did I just watch? Why'd you make me watch that? Why? I don't know even what to say about any of that. I don't know how I'm supposed to put on a professor hat and talk about that. Hold on. There's another one, but it's a short one, so I gotta hide this so I can find it. We're gonna watch that one. Maybe it'll be better. Oh, here's an Asmongold short. Yeah, we're totally doing this one. All right. Go for it. His head looks so red doing this. Is he going to pass out?
Oh, man. Oh, man, that's good.
I don't know what to say about that one either. That one is much funnier. It ends tonight, brother. Oh, man. All right, let's get into some Modrica. Actually, now that I got the code, let me see if I can get these emojis up on. Man. Now that I got... Can I log in now? Can I? Will you let me, Father? It's cold in here. Why? Is it going to send me the code, or am I going to have to wait 5 minutes for this again? Why does it take so freaking long? I'm not doing that on stream. I might do that on my own to torture myself, but I'm not going to do that on stream. That's for sure. Okay. This is what we'll do. We'll go back to YouTube, and we'll go to Modrica. We'll do a reaction video to that. And we got some other new ones in here too, but I think we'll just stick with the Modrica one for right now. I think I watched this first one. one of these I have not watched. I saw it the other day when I was reacting the last time I was on here. So let's try this one.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right. Hopefully that thing will come in. I'll stop the stream if the text comes through with the verification code so that I can log in and maybe upload some nice fun things on Twitch for people to use. Let's see. All right.
My Trigger, back up in this thing, man. Today, we taking a look at some mysterious
But oh, jeez. Too far.
community on YouTube,
Too far.
period. With that being said, guys, let's hop straight into the video.
Be sure if you haven't subscribed to him, do so. But more importantly, subscribe to me. I'm the more important one here. Okay. So what this to me looks like is there's
I'm not
a
sure
worm.
what this is, but I would definitely...
It looks like a worm trapped in some junk. And it's just the one piece of the worm. I know it looks weird because of the junk that it's in, but that's all it is.
avoid it at all costs, because if it even touches you, you're going to be sharing heartworm medication with your German Shepherd.
The VMAs 2025 is demonic.
Oh, creepy.
Because pay attention to the floor.
Just got it. One second. Let's hide. Let's see if we can get Twitch. Upload some stuff. I'm not sure how to do this. I've never done emoticons before. Really? And now it's taking too long. Yeah, it's taking too long. Because normally I sit and like for everything else, when I get a verification code, it's instant, like almost instantaneously. This one takes way too long. Nope. Okay, well, enough of that nonsense. I'll try and do that later. I'm giving up on it for right now. Oh, yeah, totally agree with you.
Or that Doja Cat is performing on. And where have I seen that floor before? Because it seems like pretty much every one of these musical artists or musicians or whatever you want to call them have used or performed on this floor at one point in time or the other. But I guess it should be no surprise
Tom Petty used
from Doja Cat. Because Doja Cat has already showed you plenty of times what she's about. I mean, come on. It is right there for everybody to see. You've just got to pay attention and look. So it is by no surprise to see Doja Cat performing on this floor design.
Taking into account the fact that the old MTV headquarters was actually in a Masonic lodge, I would say that these checkerboard floors are definitely a nod to Freemasonry.
It's possible. Why can't you stop? There we go. So the one place I really remember seeing that, and I kind of mentioned it earlier in the video, is Tom Petty, Don't Come Around Here No More, when he does the Alice in Wonderland. That really uses that checkerboard. But, I mean, it's really basic, easy background or floor to use. So I'm not really sure it's demonic. That part of it's not. Dressing up like a demon like Doja Cat did, that's demonic. That is weird looking. Look at that. Oh, I think I know what's going on here. So I'm going to go back so you can see it. That line, it's an angle. That cloud's blocking out the sunlight. So you can see right on the edge of the cloud, that sunlight actually, there's no cloud there to block it. So it's able to come through. So you can see kind of the line coming from that cloud. I'm sure they're going to say this is a break in the matrix or something, but this one actually makes sense that if you just think about how the cloud's blocking it, and there might be just some really light clouds behind where the light can shine through. Because if you look at where it breaks, where that more sunlight's coming through, you can kind of see there's a lighter bit of sky above the cloud too, which might be some more sunlight coming through. Could be, but it would tell me more that's where that cloud is, and it actually comes across. But because of the angle that it's at, the sun is getting blocked all the way across the sky just from the angle. So that's why it looks odd. It's just coincidence here.
Every time I see a video like this, I'm more and more convinced that we live in a simulation because it looks like the sky is stuck on a loading screen.
Hold on, I want to respond. I'm sorry you die instead of just playing Silksong. I hope you enjoy Silksong and you actually progress through and you get through wherever you're trying to get through. I know how that can be tough. See you later when I actually start streaming Hollow Knight.
The cloning of a human being.
In human cloning.
Human cloning.
And human cloning. I'm taking further steps to prevent human cloning.
Those clips are from the 1990s when the government held hearings about human cloning. But it goes back way farther than that. In the 1970s, Dr. Landrum Shettles was known as the clone doctor. He said that cloning was, quote, easy to perform, and that was 50 years ago. James Watson, the scientist who discovered the DNA molecule, wrote an article about human cloning for the New Yorker magazine in 1971. He warned that human cloning would be possible soon and would severely disrupt our society. Throughout the 1960s and 70s, human cloning was covered everywhere in magazines and newspaper articles. And so many leading geneticists were quoted that it wasn't a matter of if, but when human cloning would happen, if it wasn't being done already. So if human cloning was described as imminent and easy 50 years ago, just what's being done now?
If they had to make legislation to ban cloning, it was probably because during this time, behind the scenes, it was already happening.
These are entities that are here on this earth. That
For human cloning, I remember they cloned a sheep, and the clone's name was Dolly the sheep. And I would imagine human cloning has probably taken place at some point, whether it's legal, illegal, whether I don't even know what happened with that legislation. Did we make human cloning illegal in the United States? I don't remember the outcome of that. I want to say yes, but I don't remember hearing that anything passed. They talked about it, and then it disappeared in the next news cycle. So who knows if they've actually passed anything or they actually are cloning humans somewhere. All right, on to the entities
that have been on this earth, that who knows how long, and that we think they're coming in from way out. Maybe they did millennia ago, but they're here, and they're in these deep water areas. And that's why, like we say, we know more about the face of the moon than we do what's going on there. And we have a higher propensity of sightings around these 5 or 6, I believe, deep water areas. And so to me, it just it creates a question there. And then when we have naval personnel telling me that we have these sightings and that there's these underwater craft they're chasing that are doing hundreds of miles an hour, and the best we've got is something that does maybe just a little under 40 miles an hour. So I got a lot of questions about that stuff.
It's a little suspicious that there's been official UFO reports since the 1940s that they've always denied, but then all of a sudden they're telling us that entities are coming out the ocean. It seems like they're preparing us for something.
11:15.
I don't know what to say about that exactly, other than, UFOs have been kind of a thing for a long time. We have artwork that shows UFOs within it, and the artwork is very strange, and There's a lot of hidden meanings behind a lot of it. Now, again, could that stuff be demonic? Sure. Sure. You know, aliens, ghosts, all of that. I mean, just thinking about the knowledge that demons would have, could they build materials that we wouldn't know about? Sure. And craft that we wouldn't know about? Sure. And fly around and pretend to be something that they aren't. Sounds pretty right on for demons. So is that possible that that stuff's going on? Sure. I do find it weird, like, the timing of releasing the information of UFOs being real. It was like COVID or post-COVID or something like that, where they go, oh yeah, UFO is real. Yeah, now we don't care about that. If you would have said that in the 90s or the early mid-2000s, yeah, there might have been some real interest in that. But with COVID and all the misinformation and the oppression and all of that stuff going on, we don't care about aliens now. Go ahead. Did that announcement really do anything that they really wanted it to? Because it seemed like it came out, fell flat, and then kind of disappeared pretty quick. So I don't know if that announcement was supposed to like sidetrack us from other stuff that was going on, or if that was real. So yeah. Anyway.
11:18. Okay. 11:15. 11:18. Okay.
Either the camera glitched and it wasn't recording during the time it was taken, or it got deboed by David Blaine.
Operating continuously since it
during the time.
11:18. 11:15. 15.
They're telling us that.
11:18. Okay.
Seems like they're preparing us for something.
Hold on. I
11:15. 11:18. Okay. 11:15. 11:18. Okay.
Either the camera glitched and it wasn't recording during the time it was taken, or it got deboed.
She moved the counter and it went like 3 minutes. It wouldn't take somebody 3 minutes to run up and pedal away on the bike. That's very strange. There's the timing, the way she jumped. I feel like if she would have let that play over the moment and it disappeared without her messing with it, that would have been more telling. But that one seems like fake.
Oh, by David Blaine.
Operating continuously since its founding, the Knights of Momus still hold an annual ball mask at the Orpheum Theater on the Thursday before Mardi Gras. Baal, spelled B-A-A-L, is at the top of the list of the main demons in the Ars Goetia, which is considered the Grand Grimoire. Goetia is defined as a type of European sorcery or witchcraft transmitted through grimoires or instruction manuals for magical practices, which include spellcasting and summoning supernatural entities of different kinds, including demons. I found out about Momus and the Knights of Momus when I was researching Edward Douglas White, a politician and jurist who was a Supreme Court Justice for 27 years and became the 9th Chief Justice of the United States Supreme Court in 1910. White is one of the 2 historical figures representing the state of Louisiana in the National Statuary Hall. The other historical figure being Huey P. Long, the highly controversial socialist governor of Louisiana, who was assassinated in 1935. Edward Douglas White was reported as having served on the reception committee in 1877 of the Knights of Momus in New Orleans, the second oldest crew of the Mardi Gras parade, named for Momus, the personification of mockery, satire, and ridicule in Greek mythology. The Knights of Momus has operated continuously as a secret society in New Orleans since its founding there in 1872, the same year the New Orleans Mardi Gras Parade was founded.
This is why it's hard for me to trust the system, because the people that are in positions of power also have oaths with these secret societies.
Yeah, it's weird.
You can't convince me that this isn't a Nephilim offspring. If this was really the Dalai Lama's bodyguard, you better not even look at him the wrong way, or you're going to get folded up like a pretzel.
That dude was a big dude. Oh, this is the alien again? Did he go back and get it out of the river? I don't know why. This whatever this is, I'm pretty sure it's fake and it's for a YouTube channel. But it's weird how like he tried to dispose of the alien life form, and he went and put it in like a little moat or lake in near a house somewhere in Panama. Why that choice? Wouldn't you try to burn it or just like totally kill it outright? It kind of reminded me of the Blob because he put it in this safe that you're looking at right now, and it started growing out of the safe like on the corner. You can kind of see where it tried to grow through the door of the safe around the edges of it on the bottom there too. Very strange altogether. Like this is weird. I don't know what we're getting ready to see here, but it's definitely going to be strange, and it's definitely going to continue what happened. Am I looking at tiny little new... Oh no, he went back and got it.
Querían verlo.
And now it's like in a ice chest or something. It does look creepy and weird. I don't know. The movement is very motorized, though. Like, it only moves back and forth a little bit. So I think it's fake, but it's still creepy no matter how you look at it.
So I was doing a little more research on this one, and if it's fake, it could be a basket starfish that he just spray painted black. If not, then it's actually venom.
Freedom to travel outside of the United Kingdom is something that's going to be abolished very soon. The government are already talking about something called a carbon passport. Do you know what that is? It'll be a way of tracking how much emission you pollute into the atmosphere. It will give every UK citizen an annual travel emissions limit. And once you hit the limit, you're going to have to go to the government and beg and ask them, can I have some more, please, if you want to travel and leave the UK? And I don't believe this is about climate change at all. I believe it's about the government controlling free movement of people. And this isn't going to be talked about in the media. This isn't well known.
One of the last videos we saw of him, they also are trying to implement digital ID, and if you don't have digital ID, you won't be able to work. Yeah, let that sink in.
I think anyone listening needs to share this and let people know what's going on, because we didn't vote for this. We don't want this.
I don't think the reason why they want to limit everybody's travel is for the sake of the environment. I feel like it's for the sake of control, because right now Bill Gates is coming on his private jet drinking a Shirley Temple.
We all agree with that. The guy that made the video agrees with that. Modtrick agrees with. I agree with both of them. It's about control.
When nobody's saying anything about that.
Yeah, come on, yeah, right there.
I got it. Okay.
This could be an array of drones, but they would have to be extremely large to be visible from that distance. Let me know what you guys think about this one.
Pender County, South Carolina, while known for its scenic coastlines, has multiple rumors spreading amongst the locals of creatures and non-human beings that walk around the woods at night. I would even argue that some of this goes past just simple rumors, because some situations that happen are almost irrefutable. I want you to listen to a 911 dispatcher call from this area.
Pender County 911, what's the address of your emergency?
I'm driving on 210. I just crossed the Black River, and I thought I saw a guy standing on the side of the road.
Okay, where are you at, sir?
I'm on 210. I just crossed the Black River. I'm heading towards 53 East. I just passed Patriots Watch.
Okay, so you're over near Morse Creek?
Yes.
Okay. And did you saw a man standing on the side of the road?
What the?
What was that, sir?
That's not human! That's not human!
Sir, are you okay, sir?
There's something in the back of my truck!
Okay, what's in the road?
No, it's not in the road, it's in my truck! In the bed!
There's something in the bed of your truck?
Yes, ma'am, I just turned on my bed lights for my truck and there's something in my bed.
Okay, sir, when you say something, what do you mean?
I just knocked it off of the bed of my truck and went over my roof.
Okay, what was
It sounded like he had a full-blown shapeshifter in the
Wow.
back of his truck, and 911 is still asking questions.
That is weird. Yeah, but how do you respond as the 911 operator to that? Like, what do you say? Normally, you know what to ask. Oh, is everybody okay? Is anybody bleeding? Has anybody been shot? Do you hear gunshots? You know, these types of things. When you have somebody freaking out that he had something in the back of his truck, and he doesn't even know what it is. I don't know what you ask. Like, what do you ask about that? So I understand why she's asking the questions she's asking, because I don't feel like she knows what to ask about that. It's a completely unique situation.
Send help.
UN has partnered with Bill Gates on this, what they call digital public infrastructure. They're building a giant digital gulag for all of humanity. So the UN Development Program has officially launched this. It was officially launched at the end of last year, where they're going to get 50 governments, they call them countries, but really they mean governments, to impose at least some major element of this digital public infrastructure on their population within 5 years. Digital IDs, and those are already emerging. In fact, many states are developing these. I just went through the airport yesterday. You can scan your digital ID QR code, right? So that's happening. So then you've got the central bank digital currencies, which are already being unveiled. Right? They've already been released. The World Economic Forum just said a few days ago 98% of the governments and central banks in the world are working on these CBDCs. Once they're fully operational, I guarantee you they're going to start waging war on cash much more openly. They'll say it's a tool for terrorists and you know, every nasty thing, tax cheats, everything you can think of. Then you've got the payment processing systems. They are using it to build a control system that will not just be able to surveil.
Hold on one second here. Got an important message. No. Need to respond.
Incoming transmission.
All right. The chat, that's not the chat. That is the chat. That's not the chat. Anyway, that's what that is. I can't share that. That's private. But it made me laugh.
And monitor everything you do.
I feel like now it's more important than ever for us to be aware of stuff
I just
like
talked
this,
about
because
that.
while we all been focused on the news, they secretly been implementing Agenda 2030.
These new contact lenses let you see infrared light, see in
Whoa.
the dark, and see with your eyes closed. Embedded inside the lenses are these special nanoparticles that absorb infrared light that we normally can't see. That infrared light is then converted into wavelengths of light that we can see. The lenses are transparent, so you can see normally and detect infrared light. People who tried these out said that they could see that infrared light even better with their eyes closed. The scientists were even able to code different wavelengths of infrared light so you would see them as different colors. What you see in infrared is extremely blurry, but the researchers estimate that the current version would cost about $200 to make, and they're trying to increase the range of the electromagnetic spectrum that we could see. They say they want to help colorblind people and help help people send secret messages between people wearing them. So, would you want these?
And they sound cool and everything, but she didn't mention any side effects. I feel like these contacts will give you instant glaucoma.
MK Ultra and the Stargate program.
I would like to know if there are any side effects to that. Would I be interested in wearing those? Normally, I don't think I would like to. I don't think I'd like normal contacts because I have glasses, and as you all can see, but I don't like putting contacts in my eyes, so it'd be very difficult for me to do. But something like this might push me toward actually doing that, so that, you know, I could have better night vision and infrared, though I don't know what that would be like driving at night, or, you know, when I could or couldn't wear them. That would be strange enough.
Yeah. When I say Stargate, I mean the entire program. Right. I was on the Stargate program. We knew what MK Ultra was, but we never did anything like that. Right. We weren't interested in controlling other people's minds. We were interested in psychic espionage, quite a different thing. And in fact, because the government now, any study that you do, not only for the government, but any study that is published in a journal somewhere has to have an ethical review. And part of that covers things like what kind of control are you expecting to have over other people, and is there informed consent, and a whole long list of things. And that was partially as a result of both atrocities in the Second World War, but also MK Ultra.
I don't think Project Stargate and MK Ultra have anything in common. Project Stargate was all about remote viewing, while I think MK Ultra were just mind control experiments to create sleeper cells.
He was freaked.
I think that's right.
Out. Yeah. I said, what's going on? And all I could say is he was visited. Yeah. When he told me who visited him, my heart stops for a second. Get up. And I'll never forget, he went, "You believe me, right? You believe me, Jim, right?" He's like, "They came to me." And he said the names. I'm like, get the f-. And what happened? And then all of a sudden, he went to Africa.
You threatened? I mean, I don't know how much you want.
I don't have.
You can't.
I guess none of my business. Okay. But I know for a fact.
He was corrected.
He said, correct.
Yeah.
He was, hey, by whoever it was. Hey, we need to have a conversation. Would you like some of your own coffee in your house? What? Yeah, like that heavy. And so when I saw him come back, it was a lot less communication. When I saw him completely come back, I really questioned if that was him.
Yeah, I know, right? I think that.
And I know that's really crazy.
I think those same things, yeah.
The guy in this video is Jim Brewer, who's Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, he's going to explain who Jim Brewer is, so I probably don't need to. Other than Jim Brewer wrote for Dave Chappelle on The Chappelle Show way back before all that happened. I guess this might be the origin story of the conspiracy theory that the Chappelle we know today and that we are watching today is not the same guy. He looks slightly different. I mean, he looks very similar to the guy. I think he looks the same. I think it's the same guy. But there's a lot of people who think he's a completely different man than the guy that went to Africa. And this is why, I think.
His longtime friend and also started and have baked with him. So I don't think he was just making this up. And from the way he makes it sound, you would think Dave Chappelle got a knock on the door from Baphomet.
Well, the for sale signs. Why can't I see it? Why can't I look to buy one of these? And then I realized these houses are not for you, my friend. They're not for you. These houses are built to rent. These are for Legal in General, so that you can go live in them, so that you can go pay them rent, so they can squeeze that rent, so they can effectively make a long-term, high-yielding income from you. You are working for them. You are feeding the machine. But the opportunity is still not closed. I've been looking around here. You can buy a one-bedroom flat in Southampton for £65,000 still. If you would do it as a buy-to-let, you'd be putting down just £15,000. Of course, if you had a salary, you could have borrowed much more money and put down even smaller deposits. So the asset buying opportunity isn't totally closed to us. But my friends, this is the future. These are assets built to rent. You will not own your own home. You will just rent off the machine.
One of the catchphrases of the World Economic Forum is "you will own nothing and be happy," and all of a sudden we got all these build-to-rent communities popping up. That's definitely not a coincidence.
Scientists just figured out how to reverse aging with AI, and this is a massive breakthrough. We can now reprogram any human cell back to age 20. Heart cells, skin cells, brain cells, all reset to their biological prime. But here's the wildest part. The technology to do this has existed since 2012. It won the Nobel Prize. But the real breakthrough wasn't possible until this year, when they supercharged it with AI. It's a wild story. So in 2006, scientists discovered Yamanaka factors. They're proteins that can basically convert any normal cell into a universal stem cell. Now this discovery was a huge deal because these stem cells are basically like magic healers. So Yamanaka factors were an insane breakthrough because they allowed any human to turn any cell you already have into a magic healer. But there was one big problem. It turns out the original Yamanaka factors weren't very good at this stem cell conversion. They could do it, but they just weren't reliable enough to make a product. Enter OpenAI. And this is where things get crazy. OpenAI designed a special AI model built specifically to create new proteins. Think of it like ChatGPT, but for protein engineering. So they took all the original Yamanaka research and gave it to this AI model to go ham on improving it. And guess what happened? Their new version is 50 times more effective than the original. They tested it on 50-year-old cells, and it successfully started repairing 30% of the cells in just 7 days. And this isn't science fiction, this actually happened. And it sounds crazy, but in a few years, humans will be able to take a shot that literally reverses the age of their cells. Shout out science.
I'll pass on this one, because sure, you might be around for a few extra years, but you definitely don't look like Smeagol from The Lord of the Rings.
I don't think that's true. So, what I know about aging is, and why we age the way we do, our cells continue to divide, die, and divide again. So what happens is, when cells divide, you have the younger cell and the older cell. And by the younger cell, I mean the one that was created earlier in time. So let's say that you have a cell in your body that was created when you were 1 year old, and it's been dividing constantly until you're 2 years old, and it's still alive, and now you have a cell that was created when you were 2 years old. Well, eventually this 1 year old cell dies off, leaving the 2 year old cell. Now the 2 year old cell kind of takes over and does the same thing. It divides and divides and divides, and eventually you get to a 3 year old cell that you're now 3 years old. And the 2 year old cell eventually dies, and that's how we age, is these cells continually die off, and the cells that they duplicate and split and duplicate then go on to be a little bit older, and that happens every day in our bodies. So it could very well be this is accurate. This is something I think is a real thing.
Hey, my pumpkin, so check this out. Look, I just saw this on the back of the Emmys. Look at the backdrop. It's fallen stars. But these are not falling stars. These are big time stars, right? That are up for Emmys. Why would they be falling stars? Look at this. This is so weird. Falling stars, like maybe when the devil and the three angels were sent off to the earth and sent down to earth. Look at this. It's just.
I would think that's more of, in Revelations, 1/3 of the stars will be blotted out from the sky or fall from the sky to the earth, and 1/3 of the moon will be blotted out, and 1/3 of the sun. It's just very strange. So it could be something more like that, or it could be that it's a signal of the stars that we have, the actors and actresses and people that are on TV now are going to be falling away and will be replaced and will no longer be viable, and they'll be replaced with new younger stars, or maybe even AI. I don't know.
So weird, like they're shooting stars. They're not falling stars. I don't know. It's a little strange, and I just now caught it. Just seems a little bit weird.
Sometimes I think we look too hard for something, and when you look for something specifically, eventually you're going to find it. Or even if you're looking a little more closely, like in this case, maybe you find it. But if you look long enough and hard enough, you're going to see something like this.
Weird to me. Why would you have that? These are rising stars, and these are stars. These are not fallen stars.
And that's because I don't think these stars are referring to the celebrities at this award show. They're referring to the fallen angels.
This is the most haunted road in America. It's called Clinton Road, and it runs through the forests of New Jersey. On the surface, it looks like a normal 10-mile stretch of pavement. But ask the locals, and they'll tell you it's anything but normal. Drivers report headlights following them that suddenly vanish. Some say a phantom truck will appear out of nowhere and chase you down the road before disappearing into the night. Then there's the Ghost Boy Bridge. The legend says if you toss a coin into the water below, a child's ghost will throw it back. People swear they've seen ripples in the water when nobody's there. Others claim to see strange animals in the woods, wolves with glowing eyes, or even cryptid-like figures darting between the trees. And the road itself is strangely quiet. No houses, no gas stations, just endless trees and shadows. Clinton Road has become so infamous, paranormal investigators and thrill seekers travel from across the country just to drive it. And here's the twist. Police say it's also a real crime hotspot. Abandoned cars, strange gatherings, even mafia rumors.
If this is true and I'm ever in New Jersey, I'm avoiding this road like the plague, because I would be driving.
I would drive down it one time, but it would probably be midday. I'm not driving it at night. Just to see it for myself. I have that curious nature. And I just wouldn't speed. Just a nice leisurely drive, easy, just to see it and see if anything weird happens during the day. Because if it happens during the day, it's definitely going to happen at night. But I wouldn't want that to happen
down the street with Amazing Grace on full blast, sweating bullets.
Construction sites are great places to find proof of the mud flood, proof of our buried past.
The mud flood.
Construction or demolition sites, another great place. You always seem to come up with hidden layers. Many times, those telltale red bricks, those red brick archways. Let's look at a few more examples of what gets uncovered from our covered up past.
Yeah, looks nice. Some nice tiled walls. He's saying the mud flood, but I think we're really talking about the Great Flood here. Probably, I mean, eventually as the water dissipated and went away, there was probably some shifting, especially late in it, where the water's kind of moving to where it's going to settle. And it's probably low enough, it's going to kick up a lot of dirt and silt and mud. And that probably looks very similar to a mud flood, which would have been globally, and I think that's probably what we're seeing here. Yeah.
I feel like the mud flood theory is a lot more plausible than the mainstream narrative, because if you look at this clip in particular, you can see the original entrance and full-size windows beneath ground level.
I don't disagree that something happened, and it looks like that building was built like further up, and may have sunk down into the mud or sunk down into the earth, and maybe a lot of that happened because if you look at, and especially the history of New York City, there's a lot of layers and a lot of I don't know what you call them, sub-basements, but they had, like, for the subway system, there's like a sub-subway system that's down below that, and then even below that, there's more caverns. I call them caverns because they're kind of big and cavernous, but most of that is actual structures that were built or dug out. And I mean, there's almost an entire city under New York City, although I don't think a lot of people go down there or live down there anymore.
Leave. Stop. You gotta go.
White hands.
Shh. Calm down. What are you? Stop.
Ooh, did you? Nope, you let it in.
Charlie, come on.
You let it in.
This video is legit. The last thing
you never opened the door to that. And did you hear, like, the demonic voice? I caught it. You never let this thing in. Let's watch it again. And listen for that voice. Like, that happens when he starts turning on and off the lights. And then it's weird how the hands disappear when he turns on the lights outside. But even before that, the hands being there, it's just the hands. There's nothing really behind it. Now, all of that being said, I do have a debunk for this. But let's watch it again. And I'll tell you the debunk after.
Leave. Stop. You gotta go. Shh. Calm down. What are you?
Listen.
Stop.
Did you hear it?
Charlie, come on.
This video is legit. The last thing he should have done was open up that door.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, I totally agree. You should have never opened that door. But here's the debunk. There are a lot of, and it could be more complex now with AI and editing software and tools. A long time ago, back in the 60s, 70s, they were able to kind of overlay using a mirror or different types of glass that were reflective people onto the screen, and they could make them fade in and out. They could make them do different things simply with the lighting and the angles of the glass or mirrors. And I think that's what's going on here. I think this is fake. It's eerie, and that voice is very strange. What are you, seriously? And then the echoey, womany voice, creepy. I would have never opened that door though. You let it in. Whatever it is, you just let it in your house. Now you're not going to have something banging on your back door, but on your bedroom door.
Now inside.
One night, laying in my bed, and I just woke up, and it was like sleep paralysis, essentially. It was my first time I had it. And in my room, to kind of give you a...
This is second time with about the Hat Man. Last time we had a video that this girl had been followed. And it had happened kind of, I think she said throughout her life that
It was really bad this then. And she set it inside the house because she wasn't sure it doesn't have under the house. And then the side, the shadow of the bed, that that's that this hat that I saw was I can't remember that guy's name, but yeah, that was the Hat Man that had followed her, and she got a picture of that. Go back and check out my last video. Modtrica has, and it's on that one.
Visual, like there was my bed, and then a lamp next to my bed, and a little bit of space, and then this big window that looked out at some trees that were over here. And it was like a horror movie, like an exact visual from a horror film. The moon was coming, the light from the moon through the window, and I could see this man, it looked like, with not like a cowboy hat, but a very thin, round, which I later, I've connected, like, it's the Hat Man.
It's Hat Man. You had a Hat Man experience.
Yeah. And it just it was like in a horror film where instead of walking towards me, it was just gliding, like not making stuff like that.
Right.
And at the last second, I was able to kind of break that sleep paralysis and turn my lamp on, and it was gone. And that still creeps me out. But it was really weird because my sister and I, our rooms were at the end of this hallway, and then there was like an open kitchen, living room area, and then my parents' room. And all of the activity seemed to focus on my sister and I at the end of the hallway.
I wonder if people sometimes see the Hat Man during sleep paralysis because when you're in that in-between state of consciousness, you're better able to perceive the spirit realm.
These are all the Starlink satellites that are encircling the Earth right now. Right now, this is a live feed, okay? But what's about the Earth is flat? Then how are we doing this? So anyway, look, I fail to believe that creating this artificial grid around the whole planet has no effect collectively on humanity. I refuse to believe that this has no effect. This has got to have some sort of effect on us as environmentally, and mentally, emotionally, because you're putting all of this stuff in the atmosphere, in our upper atmosphere, and it's just weird to me. This lives in my head rent free. This fact that the Earth is surrounded by these Starlinks, and this just popped up within the last decade. So this isn't something, it's been like that. No, it's not. This is blown up over the last 7-8 years in terms of the amount of satellites.
So that we believe that these are satellites, so it is something that they have to explore. Because with his company for rockets and going to space and his plan to get Mars, they've been launching rockets to space. It started out once every other month or once every 6 months or something like that, but back in the day. And since he was able to really experiment rockets coming that so that he just uses the rocket for that and he has everything else. So has a concept of the rockets. The cost of it has been the timing for them. The amount of times he launches something has increased. I remember seeing something that they were launching, and this was 3 years ago. They were launching a rocket into space every week, every single week. And who's to say it was carrying just a single satellite? It could have been carrying a dozen. Who knows? So to have literally hundreds of these things, yeah, absolutely possible at this point. And I think this is true. I don't know what it's doing to us as humanity, but it's there. She has a point to it. It's like the 5G and now the 6G, how that's affecting us. But the Starlinks are kind of using the same technology. It's communicating wireless internet. So how is that affecting us?
Just these Starlinks that are around the Earth. This is a grid.
Yeah.
It doesn't look organized, but this is a grid, and all this for the internet. Okay, but you can't tell me this isn't an agenda that doesn't affect human consciousness on some level.
Just looking at this graphic, I'm sure all of these satellites have some sort of psychological effects on humans, but I'm more concerned about Earth's magnetic field and all the animals that depend on it for migration. It looks like a virus.
Latest Scooby-Doo mystery out of the state of Florida. This could only come from Florida. Disney Springs, just outside of Disney World, filled with restaurants and shops. And this week, one of the most popular restaurants there, Paddlefish, we're talking $18 cocktails, right on the water, beautiful views. Bizarre aquatic robbery. Here's an image of the alleged robber. He's in scuba gear. He apparently swam up. Police say he surprised workers as they were putting cash into the safe. He took...
So he knew when they were doing the cash drop into the safe in the back. Because he came up right in time to intercept that. Interesting.
Up to $20,000 and fled. Not on foot, according to our Orlando affiliate WKMG. He escaped by swimming across the lagoon in that wetsuit.
With all the advanced security measures Disney has in place, I'm shocked they just got robbed by Scuba Steve. But that was the video, guys. Don't forget to sub up.
That was interesting. All right, I got some viewers on here. I don't know if any of you are talkative. Let me step away for just a second. I got, and I hesitate to do this on stream, but I'm just going to say I got some NeuroGum to help me out. Just, you know, focus and memory and that stuff. But while I'm taking care of business on this end, give me just 30 seconds here. Can you tell me in chat if you want another video or you want me to play some Hollow Knight? It's up to you. I will need to, at some point, stop stream and grab dinner. So if nobody says anything here, I'm going to do another video so that, you know, in an hour or so, I'll go ahead and stop the stream, get off, go get something to eat, and then I'll come back on and play Hollow Knight after. But anybody out there on that has an opinion, feel free to submit it in chat. Let me make sure. I'm going to submit something in chat right now so you know this is where you need to respond. 1 second. Let me just ask it. There we go. All right, guys. Streamlabs that poll. Let me go ahead for the moment. Let me see if I can go to my Streamlabs and remove that poll. Success. Success. Yes. And I'll try and get the emotes uploaded. You know, I might, maybe I should do, since nobody's responding, there we go. Look at that. Figuring stuff out. We're doing well. Let me try real quick one more time getting into Twitch. Be sure to subscribe to Earn Drops right now. Now through October 16th on Twitch. So be sure to do that. Let's see what else we got going on. I need to log in. Let's see. It's probably going to take forever for the code to come through. I don't even think the last one came through. All right, we'll see. Let's give it just a minute or two here. I don't even know how long I have to enter the code. You know, I think I got bit by a mosquito on my... Let me put some lotion on. 1 second, it's right here. So I can just step off the screen for a second. There we go. We got some stuff going on chat. Oh, man. Are you guys liking the stream? Do you like me? Would you like that? Would you like to ride with Batman? All right. If you guys haven't seen that Snickers commercial, go watch that. Would you like to ride with Batman? Guy's playing football, gets hit in the head pretty hard. Who am I? You're the coach. Who are you? I'm Batman. And then he's sitting over. Like, they go through the Snickers deal. You're not yourself, blah, 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 whatever. And then he's got this towel over his head, and he's like, he flicks the towel aside. Would you like that, citizen? Would you like to ride with Batman? Oh, my God. It's so hilarious. I love it. All right. Enough time's passed. Nobody's saying much. So, dealer's choice again. So that means I am going to do one more video, and then I am going to end the stream for the moment, go grab something to eat after this next video. So don't go anywhere. We're going to do another video here. I can't seem to get this. Here, let me resend it. Oh. Oh. Maybe, hold on 1 second. Let me try it a different way. There we go. Let me try logging in this way. Nope, that's not it. Thank you guys for putting up with me. Yeah, it's just not sending properly. Yeah, I'm getting nothing. Okay, well.
Incoming transmission.
Oh, maybe that one worked. Hey, there we go. Hold on. Let me go to channel. My channel. Hey. Yeah, there we are. There we are. All right, let me go to the creator dashboard and see if I can upload some badges, or not badges. Those are coming. Let me see if I can. Nope. Got some. Oh, here we go. Viewer rewards. How about that? Yep. This is where we're going to do it. This is great. Okay, I found where to do it. It's going to take me a little while to figure out how I want to do this. Because there's different tiers and different levels for subs and stuff like that. So we're going to do that. And we're going to figure it out. But I want to do that off stream because I think I've gotten to the point where I really wanted to be. So that's nice. We'll close all of that. Let's open this up and go to YouTube. Let's get our another video going. Let's see here. Asmongold has another video for 1,000 people that got arrested. Let's go to subs. Let's actually do a spooky video. You guys want a spooky video? I kind of want one. Huh? How about that? I think so. What do we got? Let's go to the subscriptions, please. Corey Kenshin has a new one. Does he have a Spooky Scary Sunday ready? I'm not going to watch that on stream. That's his thing. I like it, but I'm not reacting to his Spooky Scary Sunday reactions. Let's see. Mr. Creeps has a new one. Depths of Despair. Doesn't look like he has a new one. Nuke does not. And there's a lot of stuff that they don't have any new. Whoa, Spicy Chicharron. He started. He just started Silent Hill 2. Not long ago. So be sure to check him out. I do have a link to his channel on my channel. So be sure to check him out. Let's see. Just trying to figure out. Chills has a new one? Yeah, because I don't watch his stuff very often. "30 scary figure videos taking over the internet." That's a half hour. We could do that. But I know there are certain people that don't like his voice. So let me see if there's anything else here. I think we're gonna go with maybe a Mr. Creeps. What do we got here for his? Oh, these are stories. Never mind. These are not reaction. I mean, we could listen to one together, but it's more of like, I lived in a cabin in the Colorado woods. There were 5 rules to follow or something like that. And if you don't follow the rules, then something really bad happens. So that's generally not the kind of content I want to look at. Let's see. Let's just look at scary. Let's look at paranormal. We'll do some debunking here. Paranormal, that's kind of what I wanted. Whoa. Temple of Blood. Gross. I don't think I want to watch that. The Ghost of Ed Gein. No. Come on. Mom? Is that you? Oh, we got Grandma. That's Grandma's Nightmare. I don't know if I'd like Grandma's Nightmare one all that well. Hey, it looks like I was having a problem getting the inline keywords to come up, but it looks like they're starting to come up again. So that's good. Try to do that with. Why does it always have to be? Dude. Okay, hold on. I might have one. So I don't know if everybody knows who Zach Baggins is. And I'm looking at, it looks like a thumbnail for Zach. He looks old and he doesn't look anything like he used to. Like he looks like a completely different person. And it's like an 18-minute video. Oh, man. I don't know if I want to watch this or not. Now, we just saw a video on the end of the last one that says, don't directly interact with spirits. So that's why I try to just watch the videos, debunk them. I don't really want to go out ghost hunting. I don't want to interact with any of these things. It's strictly just watching videos. If other people want to do it, I'm more than happy to watch what they've done, but it comes with a warning. Don't interact. Don't talk to them. Don't interact. Don't do anything with them. And if weird stuff starts happening, go to church, read your Bible, stop doing all of that, and just, turn away from that. I think it's okay to watch the videos as long as you're not really interacting or doing anything. Like, I'm not really going out into the world, seeking these things out. I'm just enjoying some weird ghost videos. But this Zak Bagans thing, I think Zach did like some, not ghost hunters, but he did paranormal adventures or ghost adventures. It says it right in the thing. Read, Adam. For years, Zak Bagans built his name as the fearless face of ghost adventures, chasing the paranormal in the darkest. Yeah, that is him. Holy moly. Okay, we're going to watch this video. And I wanted to show you the thumbnail I'm looking at so you guys get the full effect too. This is kind of crazy. Let me get this going. We're going to do this video, and we might do like one other. I think probably we'll do. There was one where it's like 6 of the most online ghosts something or other. So we might do another short because this one's 18 minutes. So if we do that and maybe this, we might do Grandma's Nightmare, 6 real life ghosts on camera, horror stories, something like that. But the Zak Bagans one, we might be having kind of the same video here that we had the last time, where he's saying, hey, don't do this, completely don't talk or engage with, and maybe he became a Christian. I don't know what we're going to see here. This is very interesting to look at. Let me undo, make sure everything's closed. I don't want to dox myself. There we go. All right. See, this is the one I'm talking about. Look, I'm truly sorry. Look at his face. Look at this guy. That's him. That was him. I remember watching the videos and stuff for him. And he did have, like, throughout like the videos as they went on, he had stuff happen where he started having hearing problems, vision problems, breathing problems. A lot of stuff was going wrong with the guy. Very interesting. Let's see what happens.
Story has turned into a haunting of its own.
I didn't even
once hailed as the fearless face of ghost hunting, Zak Bagans built an empire on ghost adventures and his infamous haunted museum. But behind the cameras and
see, that all looks satanic. Although he does have a rosary. It looks like he's wearing a rosary around his neck and a Catholic thing. But back here, these all look satanic. The skull's not great. This looks satanic. None of this looks good. None of this looks good. And why you're collecting this stuff, I mean, burn it to the ground. Don't just destroy it. Just destroy it. None of this is great. That's my opinion.
Haunted artifacts, his life has unraveled in ways more chilling than any spirit he ever provoked. From bitter feuds and betrayal in the paranormal world, to health problems that left him scarred, to public scandals and heartbreak that shattered his personal life, Zak's story has turned into a haunting of its own. This is the tragic downfall of a man who spent years chasing ghosts, only to be haunted by his own reality. In the mid-2000s, Zak Bagans emerged as a bold new...
I remember that, because I remember thinking, this guy is so fake. When I started watching him, and then he started getting, like, EVPs and some stuff that was happening that I was like, okay, maybe this is real. Some of the stuff he's experiencing. But he just his attitude and the whole, he felt like an actor whenever I watched him. So it seemed fake the whole time.
Space in paranormal television, carrying with him an energy that was impossible to ignore. He was young, brash, and determined to turn ghost hunting into a spectacle that blended reality TV drama with genuine curiosity about the unknown. His breakout came with the independent documentary Ghost Adventures, 2004, which captured his overnight lockdowns in haunted places. This project wasn't just another amateur film. It was a gritty, eerie experience that showed Bagans daring the dead to reveal themselves. By 2007, the Sci-Fi Channel aired it nationally, giving viewers their first taste of Bagans' aggressive style. When the Ghost Adventures series premiered on the Travel Channel in 2008, it skyrocketed. Zach's imposing figure, black-clad wardrobe, and confrontational approach to...
See, I get that as a human, you're going to make mistakes reading. I make mistakes all the time reading stuff. But when you have an AI reading, you can tell because it's inconsistent with a lot of the pronunciation of words. Because he'll say Baggins, and he did the last couple of times, but Baggins this last time, which is unusual because when people talk, they hit that same stride every time in whatever they're pronouncing. So if I say Baggins, it's going to be Baggins every time. Baggins. It's not going to be Baggins or anything weird. So that's just felt strange to me, and that's how I knew it was AI.
The supernatural made him stand out from the cautious investigators audiences had seen before. Instead of whispering in the dark, he shouted at spirits, challenging them to manifest. His intensity, often accompanied by dramatic night vision footage of scratches, possessions, or sudden fainting, made for irresistible TV. Fans loved his fearlessness and his willingness to act as both leader and lightning rod for ghostly encounters. He became the poster child for the paranormal boom, his popularity eclipsing competitors almost overnight. By the early 2010s, Ghost Adventures was one of the most watched shows.
2010s.
On the Travel Channel. Bagans cemented his celebrity status with his best-selling memoir Dark World and a string of specials that further expanded the Ghost Adventures brand. For viewers, Zach Bagans wasn't just investigating haunted houses. He was the haunted house. His personality became inseparable from the show's identity.
Now look at him in this photo. He's pictured alongside one of his other guys that was on Ghost Adventures. That guy is kind of the cameraman, but that guy also turned into an investigator. One of the funniest things I've ever seen in ghost hunting occurred early on in season 1. It was like maybe the 3rd episode where they were investigating this. I think it was maybe a plantation or a home of some sort. It was a big home because it had like multiple floors to it, and there was an attic that was just filled kind of with junk that was stacked up everywhere. So they sent the guy on the left, that you can only see half of his face in this photo, they sent him up to the attic to sit in the complete dark with the camera kind of facing him that had night vision on so the camera could see, but it was pitch black in there and he was by himself. And when he went in there and he sat down, he kind of disturbed the floor and some of the stuff began to shift. So he's sitting there. And you can see this stack of stuff kind of shifting and moving back behind him. And finally, it shifts a little too far and it completely falls over and makes a huge crashing sound. And he leapt up and ran the heck out of there. I can't blame him, and I know he didn't know what was going on, but that was some of the funniest footage. Oh my God, I laughed pretty dang hard on that one.
Fueling its rise as a cultural phenomenon. Yet, as the fame grew, so did the seeds of tension, skepticism, and personal costs that would later haunt him. By the mid-2000s teens, Zach Bagans had built an empire that stretched far beyond ghost hunting.
dude, did AI write this too? Who wrote this? Because the AI is reading exactly what's written 2000s teens. It's not the AI's fault. This is frustrating for me to listen to because I know it's AI reading. So that irritates me.
Adventures was racking up season after season, and Bagans became more than just a host. He was the executive producer, narrator, and driving creative force. He branched into spin-offs like Aftershocks and Paranormal Challenge, each of which kept his name at the center of paranormal entertainment. For a time, it seemed like he couldn't miss. Bagans's boldest move came in 2017 with the opening of his haunted museum in Las Vegas. This wasn't just a tourist attraction.
You know, I've been to Vegas since 2017 a couple times, and I don't remember seeing this. Not that I would visit it, because, again, I'm not trying to interact with this stuff, right? But it's interesting that I had never heard about it, because I guess I fell away from listening to a lot of the paranormal stuff in the last 3 or 4 years. You know, only until I picked up this channel again, I started watching some of that stuff more, finding it more interesting, watching it with you guys.
It was the ultimate expression of his fascination with cursed and haunted objects. Visitors walked through darkened hallways filled with infamous artifacts. The Dybbuk box, the Devil's rocking chair, Jack Kevorkian's death van, even memorabilia linked to notorious criminals. The museum became a hit, winning awards for best attraction and drawing both fans and skeptics. Celebrities like Post Malone stopped by, with some claiming to suffer strange misfortunes afterward. Bagans reveled in the notoriety, See,
and again, playing with stuff that you don't understand. I wouldn't even understand most of it. And I'm a Bible-believing, God-fearing man. You know, I know enough not to mess with any of this. Because not all of this might be real. But even if one piece of this equipment is real, it could cause serious harm to your life. And I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to start seeing here in just a few. But 2017, up to then, he's been mainly okay. Although, watching his show, I remember some episodes that I kind of watched it pretty regularly for a while, in the mid-25s. 05, whatever they freaking write in this stupid thing. And he was fine, but then I kind of went away and, you know, didn't watch any for a while, and then I watched some more, but it seemed like early on he was okay, he was healthy, all of that stuff. And now, like right around this time, 2017, he started having those health problems where he couldn't go in without a respirator anymore. And other members of his team who'd been with him the entire time were still fine. They didn't need that respirator. Now, all of them would wear it in really bad locations where there was a lot of dirt and soot and a lot of stuff like in the manufacturing areas. So if they would go to an industrial, something where there was a factory of some sort, and had been decaying over the last 20 years, they would all wear it because a lot of the materials in there are toxic and would start to do what they did to Zach in that affect his lungs and his breathing. So eventually it got to the point, though, where he'd go into a house, and if it was a little bit dusty, he'd be like, guys, I got to get my respirator because I'm starting to feel, you know. And then the other, like the bald guy, he was fine. He didn't need one. So I think stuff in this museum is probably going to start affecting him. We'll
the
see.
museum as both a passion project and a permanent legacy. Professionally, Bagans seemed untouchable. He published Ghost Hunting for Dummies in 2019, partnered with filmmaker Eli Roth for the Haunted Museum anthology, and continued his music and writing projects. In Las Vegas, he was treated as both an eccentric showman and a cultural figure who had successfully turned the supernatural into business. At this peak, Zak Bagans wasn't just the face of ghost hunting on TV, he was the industry. But the higher he climbed, the greater the cracks began to show. Colleagues whispered about his ego, skeptics accused him of...
I will say that his ego shone through pretty brightly when filming the show. So there were a lot of times where I'm like, I don't know how these guys deal with him on a daily basis. I mean, the stuff he would say to them sometimes made it clear that he knew he was in charge, and probably these guys couldn't survive without him being there on the show. So it's very... I probably could not have worked with him. Because I would have thought he was a b-hole and never worked with him. Like, it wouldn't have taken long, and I'm like, yeah, I can't deal with you. This is nonsense. I'm out of here.
Fakery, and soon controversies began to gnaw at the carefully built empire. The same traits that fueled Zak Bagans' meteoric rise, his intensity, his theatrics, his hunger for control, also began to erode his reputation. Skeptics were some of his earliest and loudest critics, pointing to episodes where evidence seemed staged or exaggerated. Former crew members even alleged that scenes were reshot or manipulated to create drama, with Bagans himself accused of overacting possessions and attacks. While fans accepted some theatrics as part of the show's entertainment, critics argued that Bagans blurred the line between genuine investigation and performance. The credibility that had once set Ghost Adventures apart was now being questioned. But the most damaging blows came from within the paranormal community itself. When co-creator Nick Groff abruptly left Ghost Adventures in 2014, rumors swirled about creative clashes with Bagans. Fans noted that Groff had been sidelined in later seasons, while Bagans increasingly dominated the screen. Years later, Groff hinted at disagreements over the show's direction, particularly its obsession with demonic storylines, and suggested that Bagans' ego had grown too large. By 2023, the feud spilled into the open when Groff claimed he had been blacklisted from networks due to TV politics. Other investigators accused Bagans of pressuring executives to...
I believe that from what I've seen just in the show and the ego that Bagans seems to have. I mean, it comes through on screen. Like, you're watching Ghost Adventures, and there are certain moments where all of a sudden it's like, whoa, what's this guy doing to his fellow investigators? Like, that seems a bit aggressive. So I would believe that his co-creator, I would believe him that Zak probably had him blacklisted from the networks and stuff. Very interesting.
Cancel rival shows, painting him as a gatekeeper who used his clout to shut others out. Online, fans who once adored him began to sour, with some saying the show had lost its authenticity and fallen victim to Bagans' arrogance. His haunted museum, too, was under fire. Skeptical researchers debunked the provenance of key artifacts like the Dybbuk box, exposing them as modern hoaxes. Even his books weren't immune. Critics discovered plagiarized passages, forcing Bagans to settle the matter quietly. By this point, the image of Zak Bagans as a fearless ghost hunter was cracking, replaced by whispers of a man more interested in control, profit, and theatrics than truth. For all his bravado on screen, Zak Bagans has admitted that chasing ghosts has left lasting scars on his body and mind. Perhaps the most infamous example came from his 2018 documentary Demon House, where he investigated.
I did watch Demon House, by the way, mainly because I hadn't seen the show in years, and I was like, oh, I'm interested to see how he's and what he's up to now. So I did watch that one. And that's when I realized, oh, his health isn't doing that great. These things are happening to him. And then, like, I don't know how to say this because I don't want the video to be demonetized or anything, but let's say some people that he was doing investigations with, and I think specifically from Demon House, they had fought with each other, and like it was a husband and wife, and the husband really was graphically violent in some other things that, I mean, if you are imagining something right now, he probably did that to his wife, and they were talking about that on the show and in the outtakes and stuff, but they were having real demonic presences and stuff that had followed them from the special. And eventually, I think it affected Zach further in his health, made it worse. And he'd experienced some things in his life where things started to fail, and he had problems all over the place with different parts of his life. But this husband and wife, I think she checked herself into a mental institution, I think. Something happened to her. I thought that's what it was. And the husband self-terminated himself, unfortunately and tragically. So that particular special was bad for everyone involved with that. Again, don't go investigating these things, but I find it interesting those who do.
Investigated what was dubbed the most haunted house in America in Gary, Indiana. After weeks of filming violent possessions, terrifying encounters, and what he described as dark forces.
That was the other thing. I knew there was something special about Demon House. So normally when he does an investigation, he kind of was doing the same thing everybody else was doing. They'd spend the night, maybe 2 or 3 at most. I think he did a week on one of his earlier shows or not specials, but maybe finals or something on one of the shows that he'd spent like just longer than 3 days. I don't remember how many days, but I remember there was one where he spent extra time at a location. And then, but Demon House, he bought the house in Gary, Indiana, so he could specifically investigate it, and then at the end of it, he wanted to basically bulldoze it and rebuild a new house in its place. Or maybe it was getting demolished or something like that, but it was weeks and weeks away. So he had months to investigate instead of just a single night or even just a week. He was there for a long time.
Bagans had the house demolished, but the demons, he said, didn't leave with it. Not long after, Bagans developed diplopia, permanent double vision, that forced him to wear prism glasses for the rest of his life. For a man who built his brand on his piercing stare, the condition was a cruel twist, one he himself blamed on the house. And that wasn't the only toll. During a Halloween special in 2019 at the Perrin farmhouse, the inspiration for The Conjuring, Bagans fell violently ill. He later described panic attacks, dizziness, and weeks of feeling as if something was drawing the life out of me. Over the years, he has often told stories of fainting, sudden illnesses, or mood swings after certain investigations. While skeptics dismiss these as theatrics, Bagans insists the dark energies he confronts have real consequences. He's described paranormal work as a kind of Russian roulette. Every location potentially dangerous. Every investigation another risk of inviting something into his body or mind. The tragedy here is layered. On the surface, Bagans' ailments...
I don't disagree with him, and that's why I'm so cautious with this channel and cautious to anybody who's even thinking about doing this, and why I'm telling you guys don't do it. I mean, and even though I'm doing that, some of you watching this channel or watching some other channels are gonna do it anyway. It's not, no one can stop you from doing it. I'm not gonna stop you from doing it. I just think it's a really, really bad idea, and especially watching this.
Lend authenticity to his claims. He has paid a personal price in pursuit of evidence. But, on a deeper level, they represent a haunting that never ends. Unlike an episode that can be neatly edited for television, his health issues are permanent, invisible demons. Bagans once seemed untouchable, the fearless leader who provoked spirits without fear. Today, fans see a man who carries those spirits inside him, in scars he can't shake off. If Zak Bagans' health struggles revealed the toll of ghost hunting, the tragedies among his closest colleagues showed that the real dangers sometimes come from people, not spirits. One of the earliest and darkest moments.
I think this might be the couple I'm talking about. They came with him to Demon House, or at least the woman did. She's a psychic.
Came in 2015, when frequent Ghost Adventures guests Mark and Debbie Constantino were found dead in a shocking murder-suicide. Mark killed Debbie after years of reported abuse, then turned the gun on himself. For Bagans and his crew, who had filmed with the Constantinos many times, the event was devastating. It added a chilling shadow over...
I don't know how that channel gets away with saying some of the words they're saying, but... hopefully this channel is okay. I can edit that stuff later if things happen to my channel. But right now, I'm going to let it play.
For the Ghost Adventures family, one that fans often describe as the first sign of a curse following those tied to the show. But the heartbreak didn't end there. In early 2025, Bagans' closest teammate, Aaron Goodwin, faced an ordeal that seemed ripped.
This is all new information to me, by the way. I don't know what happened to Zak Bagans since Demon House. I think that was the last time. But I didn't watch it until like 2020, somewhere in that. So it'd been out for a couple of years. I think it comes back every Halloween, so you can probably check it out on Netflix right now.
From a horror movie, Aaron's wife, Victoria, was arrested in Las Vegas for plotting to hire a hitman. Her target, horrifyingly, was Aaron himself. The murder-for-hire scheme collapsed when the supposed assassin turned out to be an undercover officer. But the revelation left Aaron shaken and betrayed. He called it the most emotionally trying time of my life. The story rocked the fan base. After decades of watching Aaron and Zak side by side in haunted basements and asylums, viewers were stunned to see Aaron's real-life horror eclipse anything on the show. For Bagans, watching his longtime friend endure this ordeal added another tragic chapter. The crew paused filming, and though Aaron survived, the betrayal left scars no exorcism could cure. Bagans himself did not speak much about it publicly, but the silence said plenty. After years of facing the dead, the living had proven to be more dangerous, and the idea that even the Ghost Adventure...
See, the problem is, I think what probably happened is he's hunting, and I don't really believe in ghosts. I believe it's all demonic. I don't think there really are ghosts. I think it's all demonic. So I think probably what happened is, over the years, he brought something home with him, or something followed him, and possessed his wife, and she tried to... Well, you just saw it.
Family could fracture under such darkness left fans wondering how much more tragedy Bagans could shoulder. While health scares and crew tragedies painted one side of Zak Bagans' decline, the collapse of his personal reputation came from another: scandal. For years, Bagans kept his private life relatively low profile, but his 6-year relationship with model and former Girls Next Door star Holly Madison brought him into a brighter spotlight. At first, the pairing seemed stable. Two reality TV veterans, both Las Vegas personalities, finding common ground. But in 2021, cracks appeared as reports of on-and-off breakups surfaced. By early 2025, the couple called it quits for good. Then came the explosion. Madison took to her podcast and social media, unleashing a storm of...
Yeah, I can see where this is going. She's going to accuse him of SA. Yeah. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm not going to even speculate on that. But it always seems, it's weird how that always seems to happen. Like, and I don't even know what she's trying to get or accomplish from that. Just put him in jail forever, or does she want to recover some finances from him? Is she going to sue him for money? I don't know why, but it seems like that's really a vindictive thing, and it just seems like women who do that want to destroy the other person, whatever that is. It doesn't seem like it's enough just for whatever happened to be acknowledged, and even so, if it is like a little bit of prison time or something, but it's always super public. Everything's got to be out there. This guy is so bad, he needs to go to prison for life, blah, blah, blah. Like a total destruction, vindictive nature. It's just very strange when those things, they don't happen too often, but or at least they don't get as much publicity as they did maybe 5 years ago. But it seems like it just seems, I don't know how true anything is. Whether it actually happened, whether it didn't happen. He said, she said stuff, but it always seems like it's a destructive type of thing that is trying to happen there.
Accusations that Zak Bagans had cheated on her with at least 7 different women. She posted cryptic messages and receipts, updating the tally as more stories poured in. Fans watched in disbelief as Madison publicly dismantled their relationship, branding Bagans a serial cheater who had humiliated her for years. The drama dominated tabloids.
I don't know if that's true or not, or if she's just, maybe it is. Could be, but it's tough to tell sometimes.
And for Bagans, who built his brand on being serious, stoic, and commanding, the image of a man caught in messy infidelity was a devastating blow. This scandal arrived at a time when Bagans was already under fire for alleged plagiarism in his books, for feuds with former co-star Nick Groff, and for accusations that he used his clout to cancel rival shows. Together, it painted a picture of a man whose empire was cracking from every angle, accused of being dishonest in work, accused of betrayal in love, and accused of arrogance in business. By 2025, his once devoted fan base was divided. Some still stood by him, pointing to decades of entertainment and achievement. But others saw a tragic figure, a ghost hunter who had become haunted by his own decision.
It's possible that he brought all of it on himself, and I wouldn't discount that in the least. But it's very likely that just the demonic influences from him investigating spilled over in his life and caused a lot of this strife. But probably also made him make some poor decisions.
Mid-2020s, Zak Bagans was no longer the fresh face of paranormal TV. He had become its most polarizing figure. In the early years, fans saw him as fearless, willing to scream into the dark and confront anything that moved. But over time, even loyal viewers began to question whether the theatrics had gone too far. On forums and social media, longtime supporters lamented that Ghost Adventures had turned into a cycle of recycled plots. Every spirit was a demon, every bump in the dark exaggerated. What once felt raw and groundbreaking now looked scripted and formulaic. But the deeper fractures came within the paranormal community itself. Bagan's falling out with Nick Groff became a defining saga. Groff's later accusations of being blacklisted from networks by TV politics gave voice to what many suspected, that Zach was pulling strings behind the scenes to protect his empire. Other investigators, like Bill Hartley, added fuel by accusing him of gangster tactics, telling executives to choose between him or other shows. Whether true or not, the perception stuck. Bagans became seen not just as a star, but as a gatekeeper. For some, he was no longer the bold ghost hunter who opened doors, but the one who...
So, it really is dumb to shut out other people who want to make that same kind of content, because the more shows and the more content that you have, it brings more audience just collectively. And they might find out about his show and start watching that, but then find out about your show as well and start watching that too. So it's really counterintuitive to do that, in my opinion. I don't know.
Slammed them shut. This perception poisoned the community. Up-and-coming investigators on YouTube or small cable shows often avoided mentioning him, wary of the shadow he cast. Others openly mocked his style, positioning themselves as the anti-Boggans, more serious, less sensational. By 2025, Boggans' reputation had fractured, beloved by die-hard fans, reviled by skeptics, and treated with suspicion by many peers. It was a tragic shift for a man who once symbolized unity in the paranormal world, now standing as a controversial figure surrounded by whispers of ego and control. As his controversies multiplied, another element crept into Zach Bagans' life, an unmistakable sense of isolation. Fame had elevated him to the top of paranormal entertainment, but it had also walled him off. His haunted museum, though thriving, became almost a fortress, where fans lined up outside, but few truly knew the man behind the glass cases. Reports from former staff painted him as a difficult boss, obsessed with rules and his own image. While unverified, such stories only fed the image of Bagans as a recluse, surrounded by artifacts rather than people. His personal relationships reinforced this impression. The collapse of his romance with Holly Madison wasn't just tabloid fodder. It symbolized how even in love, Bagans' life seemed haunted. Madison's accusations of betrayal left him silent, unwilling to defend himself publicly. That silence itself became a statement, one that made him appear cornered. A man who once commanded spirits.
Sometimes I think people just don't want to talk about their private life. And that could be what's happening here. Although when you're a public figure like Zach, it becomes a lot more difficult to just stay silent and sidelined. A lot of times you need to say something. It doesn't have to be much, but you have to respond in some way, unfortunately. Or what happened to Zach is going to happen.
Now unable to command his own narrative. Add to this the tragedies of his colleagues, the Constantino murder-suicide, Aaron Goodwin's betrayal by his wife, and Bagans appeared increasingly cursed by proximity to chaos. Behind the fame, the wealth, and the museum tours, what emerged was a portrait of loneliness. Bagans had built his world around ghosts, and now, fittingly, he lived like one, admired from a distance, whispered about in scandal, rarely connected on a human level. In interviews, his once fiery energy had mellowed into something quieter, even defensive. The fearless investigator now sounded weary, as if decades of chasing shadows had left him with too many of his own. Looking at Zach Bagans in 2025, the picture is complicated and undeniably tragic. He still commands a loyal audience. Ghost Adventures has reached an astonishing 28 seasons, and his haunted museum remains one of Las Vegas's strangest attractions. Yet his influence no longer feels triumphant.
I didn't even know it was still on the air, by the way. I had no idea it was still on the air. Interesting. I'd like to watch maybe one episode, and I'll do that off stream. I'm just curious as to, because I remember what it was like when it first came on. So I'd like to see an episode of what it's like now and how he has changed. I think that would be very interesting for me.
Triumphant. It feels haunted, marked by controversy, loss, and decline. Once celebrated as a pioneer, he now exists in a fractured legacy, adored by some, dismissed by others, and questioned by many. For critics, his downfall is simple. Ego and sensationalism caught up with him. They point to accusations of fakery, feuds with colleagues, and scandals in his personal life as proof that Bagans became a character of his own creation, more showman than seeker of truth. For fans, the tragedy lies in watching a man who gave everything to the paranormal world now suffer under the weight of health problems, heartbreak, and betrayal. Either way, his story is no longer just about ghosts. It's about what happens when chasing the supernatural consumes the natural life you have. Zak Bagans once told an interviewer, "You can't look into the dark without it looking back at you." Today, those words feel like prophecy. He stared into the darkness for decades.
Yeah, interesting. Just sad too. Hold on, I probably should silence this for a second. I'm gonna have to have a conversation. Let me just put the D in. D&D. Okay, I'm sure that's going to keep going. But I kind of want to do, I may need to end the stream here and eat in a little bit. But let's, while we're waiting, things are happening. Things are, what I was thinking, where was it? This one. This is 22 minutes and debunking. This is Grandma's Nightmares. I remember not liking Grandma's Nightmares as much, but I don't really have a lot of other things going on right now in terms of things and subscriptions that I have that I don't think a lot of them have new footage. I'd have to go back through. So why don't we just do this one right here? Oh boy. All right, here we go. Hold on. I knew I needed to respond. Hold on. I may need to look some stuff up, so. Interesting. Just looking at some stuff here. Hold on. We're almost there. Okay. Let's do. All right. Let me close this off. Get back in here. It's full screen. Full screen. Here we go. Back in. She's not speaking English.
A woman in the Netherlands, Mary, posted on TikTok expressing concern for her youngest child, Matteo. He was playing in his upstairs room when she heard him scream. She rushed upstairs.
That's weird.
And everything seemed fine.
The video
But later,
looked like it had something
when
in
she
the back.
reviewed the security footage, she was shocked by what it showed.
Hold on. It looks like the child did that. But it does look like he's talking to someone. Oh, the light came on and went back off? That was weird. That was weird because when the light came on and went back off, I thought that was a parent coming into the room, but it looks like the light just came on and went off, kind of on its own. So, I mean, maybe the camera's glitching and the light's on, but if it was, the night vision would be super bright. So it looks like he's sitting in the dark, and the night vision's on. And the light came on, and the camera had to switch from night vision to light and back. Now, that being said, anyone could be at that light switch. You know? Very strange. And again, looks like he was pushed, but he could have just fallen.
Matteo appears to be looking at and arguing with someone or something we can't see. Then the 2-year-old seems to be pushed backward onto the floor.
Seems to be, but he could have
Mary
leaned
says
back.
he was fine and unhurt. And this is where the story takes a strange turn, as she explains she was originally pregnant with triplets. And sadly, the other 2 didn't develop, leaving only Matteo. Mary believes he might be visited by the spirits of his unborn siblings.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
What do you think happened to him?
I think that it's, I don't know what to think.
Before we jump into the next...
Again, it's not huge. It's not, there's nothing really to this video. There's a strange moment, really, where the light comes on and off, and it looks like he's talking to somebody. But all that can be just attributed to the kid himself. 1 second. Still getting dinner stuff. 1 second. Okay. So, again, he could have fallen over on his own. I mean, it does kind of look like he was pushed. But, again, it almost looks like he just fell back on his own, or I don't know. It looks a little strange, but not paranormal to me. And he looks like he pushed that chair over on his own. The light coming on and off is a little strange, but could just be somebody there. Came in to check on him for a second. And it looked like when he turned the light on, he seemed to calm down and settle in for a moment. So maybe somebody clicked on the light. Well, I don't even know about that. Maybe it could be just somebody trying to get some views or something on here and just like, I'm going to turn the light on and off. That's the only part of the video that really is kind of unexplainable, other than having somebody off camera watching him kind of throw a little bit of a tantrum and turning the light on and off. Could be a parent, could be used to him throwing a tantrum and not wanting to interrupt that so much. So I could see why they didn't interrupt there. But turning the light on and off kind of does interrupt that. So it just seems strange altogether.
Video. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for your support.
Oh, at least we're on a different video. I do like that. I appreciate that.
On September 8th, 2000...
Oh, we've seen this one. We're going to go through it. We're going to... Just real quick. So this is going to make this a shorter video, which is fine.
We have this covered.
Yeah, watch the...
Open the gate.
The cloth right there on the purple cloth that they have covered up. It's gonna move a little bit. She freaks out. It moves really unnaturally, by the way. And then now you can see kind of the face coming through.
When she addressed...
Wait, hold on. Can you hear that?
When
I never caught that on the other video.
Press into the sheet.
Yeah, I never caught that on the other video, where it's actually like somebody is seemingly speaking. Very weird.
An unusual TikTok video shows security camera footage of a little girl playing in front of people. After a while, something strange happens while she's dancing.
Look like a bug there? Oh, a ball. That was weird. Her feet got swept out from under her.
As the child dances,
that's weird.
She suddenly slips and falls.
It's like the one leg was pulled.
On closer look, it seems an unseen force grabs her feet and pulls. Something many viewers...
That really does look like a pull. I would consider this... I hesitate to say paranormal, but I would think this is paranormal. Mainly because I don't think you get that reaction with fishing string. This is a very unusual leg pull. You can tell there's some force behind it, and you can see it's like the ankle is just yanked. So that is very strange. Again, could be editing, it could be that she slipped. It very well could be that she slipped and her leg kicked out behind her, which caused that to look that way. It caused her to look that way. That is a possibility, but very unusual no matter what it is.
Say they noticed. Do you think she simply fell, or was she tugged by something supernatural? You decide.
3.
YouTuber Marvin Kagwas uploaded creepy videos after his grandmother passed away, saying strange events began in his family home. One night, He captures terrifying activity on camera.
What?
Alvin.
How about a light? Yeah, there you go.
Fuck. This shit ain't funny anymore, man. Fuck, dude.
Is it just me, or does it seem like paranormal activity has increased, like, everywhere? Is it me? Just me? Okay. And maybe it hasn't, but it's just more of it's being caught on camera, and, you know, more people, there's just more people in general, and they're everywhere, and they're experiencing more because they're in the areas where it's happening, where before that wasn't the case. Just something strange. I was thinking about. Has no batteries.
Alvin. Shit ain't funny, man. Fuck.
I wonder what's gonna happen.
Alvin.
Okay. Is he calling the, like, the ghost have a name? It's very weird.
What the fuck? Oh shit. Holy fuck.
What?
A toy belonging to Marvin's niece turns on by itself and starts playing songs.
That's weird. It's just
Marvin
a weird
suspects
clip.
his brother might be pranking him. So he checks the house.
That makes sense.
When he returns to the living room, a ceiling lamp is swinging back and forth, and Marvin bolts upstairs to his room.
That's it?
Fuck. Oh shit. Holy fuck.
In another video,
leaving all the lights
while
on and stuff, I
testing
would
his
too, by the
video
way.
game settings, he opens the night vision feature and accidentally captures something truly unsettling.
Hey, you guys, I just want
For the swaying, he just walked through that area. Things are disturbed. So, unfortunately, I discount the little swaying of the lamp. He was opening doors and changing the airflow. If there was a strong wind outside, which we don't know, then it could cause that. Or even a slight wind. Or him walking around the house, just shifting the house, might cause that too.
to show you guys a pretty quick feature of the Xbox One and its Kinect. It actually has a pretty cool night vision that I just found today. And if you guys already know it has night vision, then I'm going to show the people who don't know. So right now it's completely dark in this house right now. All you can basically see is my Xbox One controller. Now I'm going to switch on the night vision for you guys. As you can see, it lights up the whole room. It's actually a pretty cool feature. I don't know if they have an app for this or whatnot, but they also have this version of the camera. I don't know what it is. I think it's either infrared or something like that. And then back to dark. As you can see, all you can see is my Xbox controller. And then back to night vision. It's actually, you know, pretty cool feature for the Xbox Kinect that I haven't really heard of until now. Maybe they have an app for it or something like that. But yeah, thanks for watching.
Someone or something can be seen standing in the back room, but Marvin doesn't notice it. He turns off night vision, and when he turns it back on, the figure is gone. He has no idea who or what it could be. Interestingly, before his grandmother died, she used that back room as her sewing room. Some viewers argued it was just a camera glitch, but the family thinks differently.
I mean, it's tougher to say it's a a glitch versus an edit or something that's intentionally put there. Now, things can cause shadows. So, I mean, you have the right pillow or something like that. And again, well, on the night vision, it's all kind of fuzzy and weird. So it's tougher for anything to see that. So it I don't know. It to me, this is not enough evidence to call it paranormal. I mean, let me know what you guys think, and let me know in the comments.
They believe the house might be haunted by a sinister spirit, so they decided to move out completely. So is this just a camera glitch? Or is it something that shouldn't be there? You decide.
I mean, a lot of the times when you're starting to add things up, you know, you can debunk all day. You can say things all day, and individually they might be true. And it could be that, you know, a lot of this is just for clout, and a lot of people know how to fake it, and this weird collective secret that people are like, hey, as long as you don't tell anybody, you'll get some views and stuff on your channel. You know, we can't let the secret out. As soon as it's out, I mean, that's going to be it. But then somebody's going to promote it on their channel as fake and give all the secrets away. So it's tougher when, if it is fake, to kind of share those secrets. But if people are figuring it out on their own and just, you know, putting it out there as real, and they're trying it for their YouTube channels, one, that sucks. But and also this has been happening longer. But thinking things through, like with Zach Baggins, you know, it could be that he wanted to get syndicated in that show, and that's why he faked all of it, and, you know, none of it's real, or it's all real. I don't know. Personally, I just think a lot of it is fake. I don't know if all of it is fake, but I would say a large majority of it is. So I'm just saying.
The paranormal investigators, brothers from the YouTube channel Paranormal TV series, are contacted by a woman.
I think we've seen this, but let's see if it's the same investigation here. And we'll skip this one. It's not a big deal. I'm going to have to go pretty soon anyway to get dinner. And I want to upload some stuff to Twitch so you guys can have some emotes for the channel. I think that'd be pretty nice.
Named Cherry. She believes a demon is destroying her life. In a tragic turn of events, Cherry's father passed away, and not long after, her fiancé tragically took the lives of their 2 children. Cherry is now completely alone and living in terrible conditions. In their 17 years of experience, the brothers say they've never encountered a case so tragic and dangerous. Even so, they drive to Cherry's home to investigate, and they quickly begin to understand why she might be dealing with a demon.
I hate God.
I hate God.
Holy.
It said, I hate God. Why do you hate God? God is going to destroy you tonight. Where are you at right now? Are you watching us?
I will say, whatever goes on that's paranormal or whatever that is, it does intensify on rainy nights. I don't know if that just emboldens whatever's going on or it actually gives it energy. So I have a feeling as it starts raining more and more, it's going to get more active.
Worthless b****.
Worthless b****. Who's a worthless b****?
You.
Come on, tell me, who's a worthless b****? I think you're worthless.
Don't do that. You're interacting with it anyway.
Possessed.
That's what we want.
Oh, no way.
That's fucking crazy.
Possessed, that's what we want. Oh,
Is that why you're
something turn on. Go out there. Go. Something turned on out there.
Is that what you want to do to Cheryl? Are you wanting to possess her? Is that what you're trying to do? Whoa, air.
Nope, you guys.
Something just blew on my neck. Here, you stand on here. Screw this. Yeah, something just blew on my freaking neck.
Right there.
What was it?
Something just grabbed my hip. I did not hit anything. Like right when I walked by, something just grabbed hold of my hip.
The two brothers receive very sinister responses during their spirit session.
Yeah.
Josh says something grabbed him. Sam starts feeling a sharp stomach pain and takes a break outside in the car while Josh stays inside. And that's when things take a terrifying turn.
It's starting to rain.
No way. Loud bang. Said, please listen, and then a huge freaking bang back there. Okay, that's 3 times. 3 times I've been touched.
Why?
Why are you touching me? I mean, these are not just like little touches. These are big f***ing touches.
Josh hears loud bangs coming from somewhere in Cherry's house, and then he's touched again. After a short break, the brothers switch places, and whatever seems to be inside the house appears to grow very angry.
Holy you. You. All. You're you. Oh my God, I'm not going to hell you are. You're going back where you came from. Holy this is where I need Josh. Oh my God. Yeah, well, I'd say we're definitely dealing with a freaking demon.
I don't disagree.
To conclude the investigation, they ask Cherry to sit alone in the house and try to communicate with what they now believe is a demon. Josh and Sam wait outside in the car.
See, that's what really sucks about the situation. If it's real, and it's a demon, which I believe all of it is, but if it's a demon and the house is haunted, meaning the demon can only possess the house, right? It's only there in the house. And if Cherry or Sherry, I don't remember what the girl's name is, if she could move, and she'd be free of him, right? But she's poor. She can't move. So she's stuck there with this thing. She has to live there with it. I don't think anything good's going to come of it. Need to get a priest in there.
And what happens next shakes them to their core.
Me running.
There was a huge f***ing black shadow right next to the f***ing window. I mean, that, like, shh. I looked over and there was a huge black shadow right there next to the window.
Holy let's just get out of here.
A strange, unexplainable dark figure strikes the car window, giving them the fright of their lives. With that, the brothers have had enough. They cleanse the house and leave. Since that investigation, Cherry said...
I will say it's tough for investigators on their own to clear a house. Now, my guess is the activity will stop, at least for a time, because they have some holy water, and they may go through some of the motions. But you have to have faith to deal with the demonic. There's nothing more to it. We as men really can't do anything. It's God and Jesus Christ who can cast out the demons. He might use us to do that. He might work through us, but it's really him doing the work. So again, I'm cautioning everybody out there, don't do this. Don't investigate. Don't go about talking or engaging. And if you end up trying to cleanse or clear a house, make sure that you realize it's not you that has the power and the might to get rid of them. It is the one true God that is working through you to do that. So just very cautionary. Pay attention to what you're doing and what you're saying. It's very critical. And having that faith and that belief in what the truth truly is. So very cautious. Need to be very careful doing any of this.
She has had no further paranormal or demonic problems in her home or in her life.
That's good. That's great news. I really think that's good news, but check in 6 months from now.
Streamer Kuyoya, who broadcasts on Twitch and runs YouTube channels focused on video games, especially Pokemon, doesn't produce paranormal content, so the next footage is unusual. During a Twitch stream, while playing and chatting with his audience, he hears something behind him.
How many people we got? Hello?
Yeah, it's weird. I like the crowd noise that he has. I really like it.
Fell over for some reason. What?
He explains that his vacuum mysteriously fell to the floor. But did you see it?
No.
A dark, shadow-like figure seems to peek out right behind him. In a follow-up video, he shows exactly where it happened.
It kind of just went like that. Probably a little softer, but that's roughly what it seemed to be. It was right here on the floor, so that's nice. Also, here's the stairs going up, and here I'll go up them just so that you all know what it sounds like.
Very squeaky, very loud, very hard. Somebody come up or down.
Just as soft as I can. And it still makes this much noise.
Yeah, it's a lot of noise.
So, like, don't even try, bro. Trust me.
Yeah.
If it were just a person, who was it? And how did they make no sound coming down the stairs? Kuyoya thinks he might have captured a live paranormal event on camera. But as always, the final decision is yours.
That's it, guys. All right. I am going to take a short break. When I come back, we'll do some Hollow Knight and hold on. I don't know why, but every time I'm doing chat on my phone, trying to communicate. Oh, here we go. It auto-played. Let's get off of this. All right. Close that. Get ready to close it down. I'm going to upload some stuff to Twitch, so look for the emoticons and be sure to sub up and follow and all that stuff. We'll come back here, let's say about hour and a half after I do all of that, and we'll get some Hollow Knight in, and we'll see how I feel towards the end of the night. We're going to go until midnight for sure, because that's when the on-call shift will end, and then I'll feel pretty good about going to bed and sleeping through the night, heading into work in the morning, all of that stuff. No, we'll be good after that. So, not too much longer to go on that. But thank you all for joining me and watching some debunking videos and some reactions and just having a lot of fun with me tonight. We'll get back on here, like I said, in an hour to an hour and a half. So be sure to hit that notification button so you know when I'm back on. Until then, Be good to each other, and I'll see you later tonight with some Hollow Knight. Have a good night. Or